Yes, it's Zanti. Welcome back to Tech Thursday. And as promised, we are diving straight into some more tech action. Grant Hines is here to talk about the latest, right? We're talking about the game that has just dropped. It is Saints Row. It's a gaming series and it's packed with classic shoot-'em-up thrills. But will the latest entry wow series regulars? We're here to find out, and Grant Hines is going to give us the latest scoop. Brother, what do you think? I see you smiling. What's your first impression? Huh?
Look, so Saints Row obviously is famous for being like the GTA clone, or at least like the fun GTA version.
A gangster world where you can just wreak havoc and do crazy things.
Yeah, and it's kind of, there's like no limitation to what's possible inside Saints Row generally.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is like a remake of all those previous ones. Do you remember Get Out of Hell?
Oh, yeah.
Saints Row, Get Out of Hell, all those games. This is like a remake of that. So there's a little bit of commentary. There's like anti-capitalist commentary, which is really cool. But it feels a little bit staid. I must say, like, I feel like it's a little bit like samey than it would. Like, even this particular mission, this is one of the first missions you had. It's just like nothing really changes. So this is your first like weapon that you get. There's no real like need to change the weapon in a Saints Row game. And then it's got like a few melee tactics. So for those of you who don't know, if you've ever played a GTA game, it's called an open world role-playing game. And this is kind of very similar. You can go anywhere, get into a bunch of vehicles, drive around the city, cause crazy things, start criminal empires, and it's usually quite like fun and tongue-in-cheek and like extremely weird.
Well, that's one thing I definitely noticed with Saints Row versus, let's say, GTA, for example. It had that sort of like slapstick comedy to it. It had that sort of variation. One thing that I think, maybe it's not a bad thing that it's very similar, but what's more important is definitely the playground and the world that you play in.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that I think regulars are going to want to look into, is like, what's the world like? Where do we play it? How big is it? Is there anything we can interact with?
So it's in the southwest of America.
Okay.
So Albuquerque and all those.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But again, it's in a world which is very cartoony. When I say it's cartoony, it's like a parody. It feels like a little bit like a sitcom in some ways.
Is that intentional though?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Sometimes yes, and sometimes it's a little bit forced, you know.
Yeah.
So the jokes are there, but they don't sometimes always land. I like where they're going, and then towards the end of the game, it gets a little bit like samey. You're doing a lot of drive here, drop off mission.
Got you.
And for paying a full price game, might be a little bit like off, but. There are a lot of fans of the series, and this won't be the first. I'm pretty certain there'll be sequels to this game, which is really cool. So, like this,
like in a Red Dead type of environment over here.
Yeah. So this particular mission, you're actually training to work for the government, and you're in like a national corporation who's trying to control the people, which is like a joke. You know, like it's quite funny that it's a joke, but like at the same time, you can see the graphics look a little bit old, a little bit dated. It's not just the graphics; it's even the gameplay. It just seems a little bit old and a little bit dated. But I know they're huge fans of this game, and I know that everybody loves this genre of game. And a lot of people are going to be like, "Grant, what are you doing?" I just love to run around and play. So you could like just.
So again, for any enthusiast that's been playing the previous versions, it's definitely ticking all the same boxes, right? So if you're looking for consistency, this might do that, right?
Yes, I just think they've kind of like taken a lot of the cool stuff and kind of toned it down. But if you want fundamentals, great fundamentals in an open world RPG, this might be the game for you.
All right, it's released now. Can people get it already?
You can pick it up immediately.
All right, well, there you have it. Another reason to go out there, get into gaming. And of course, if you are a fan, like Grant says, definitely does tick a lot of those boxes. As you can see, the action is happening right behind us right now. And we're going to dive into more action. Grant Hines is sticking around. Tech Thursday, of course, is heating up. There's so much to chat about. We've got another game coming at you in just a bit. But before we do that, let's unlock some more magic.